It's the night before the 2019 LA Auto Show, and where other manufacturers have left the sedan market for dead, Nissan is keeping it alive with the all-new 8th generation version of the very popular 2020 Nissan Sentra. Now, before we dive into the first look, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Shine Armor. Be sure to click on the BOGO link in the description below for a discount. Now, the 2020 Sentra is one of 10 all-new products that Nissan is planning to introduce in the next 20 months. As you guys know, Nissan's lineup has been in desperate need of a complete overhaul, and the Sentra is the first product to get that overhaul in the next 20 months. Now, this all-new version, as you can see, is the 8th generation of the Sentra. This is a very popular vehicle for Nissan. The company has moved over 6 million units worldwide since this car came out over 3 decades ago. Now, underneath the hood of this all-new 8th generation model sits an all-new engine. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder double overhead cam engine that makes 149 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. Nissan says it's also committed to an all-new continuously variable transmission. They're also claiming improved fuel economy figures over the previous generation, even though you have a 20% increase in the fuel economy for this all-new, or in the power for this all-new generation. Now, looking at the front fascia for the styling, you can see it takes a lot of design cues here from the Altima and the Maxima, the company's signature V-motion grille is right at the front. This particular one here is the SR trim. It's the new top of the trim model. It's got like a blacked out version. It also includes these full LED headlights here with these fog lights down here. It's a very attractive looking sedan. Dare I say, it may even be the best looking sedan in Nissan's current portfolio. Now, the one thing that makes the Sentra so sleek looking now for this new generation is the fact that they've made this vehicle wider by 2 inches and lower by 2 inches. Because it's riding on an all new platform, Nissan was able to make this thing look a lot more sleek, look a lot more premium, and it also looks wide or lower and longer versus the previous generation model. Now, as you can see here, the SR trim includes this 2-tone treatment with the black roof, the black mirrors. Nissan says this has been a very popular combination for the kicks, so they're carrying it over here to the Sentra. It looks great in this orange exterior color with these big 18-inch wheels that you get with the black finish on the SR trim. It definitely doesn't look like the Sentra of the previous generation, which kind of had more of a frumpier design to it. This is way more sleek. It takes the same styling cues from the Altima, of course, and the Maxima. Now, at the back here, I'm surprised to see the taillights are not an LED design. You don't even have an LED under here for the rear tag lights, but they do look very sleek. They're very thin. You can see the SR badge on this one. It also includes this subtle little rear lip spoiler, which is also very nice. Now, the trunk capacity, as you can see, Nissan hasn't quoted the numbers for the trunk, but it does look fairly large, and you do have these hinges that also will crush down your cargo. The inside of the all-new Sentra is also a really improved place to spend time. Just like the other Nissan products, the company is really focusing their efforts on improving the interior quality, increasing the tech in this vehicle, and it really shows. For an entry-level sedan, this has the same kind of luxury and feel that you get in the up-level Maxima. I mean, I've got quilted leather seats in this SV trim. You have real stitching here on the dashboard with this 2-tone look. It looks really expensive. It looks premium. I also really like the D-cut flat-bottom steering wheel. Nissan says this will come standard on every version of the Sentra. Now, in terms of safety, they're not skimping here. You'll get the full Nissan Safety Shield 360 as standard on all trims, so you'll have automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control will be optional. You have this new 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, part of the Nissan Connect family. It includes Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can get features like a full 360 camera, heated seats, dual zone automatic climate control, and overall, I really like the design from these circular vents to the way the dash sits nice and low, to the way the center console is with the traditional shifter, the big cup holders. The seats are also surprisingly comfortable. These are the zero gravity inspired NASA front seats, so they're really soft. A lot of Nissan owners really love these memory foam seats, so I'm glad to see that they've carried that through. But let's hop into the back seat really quick and see some of the space, or the space in this all new version. Now, the rear seat of the Sentra has always been a really roomy environment. Now remember, this car slots above the Versa but below the Altima in the lineup. But as you can see here, legroom is plentiful. They didn't have actual full numbers, but as you can see, I have plenty of space here. There's a really good amount of space underneath the seats. The floor here is nearly flat, so you could put 3 people across, and the quilted leather theme with the perforations kind of continued. At 5'7", I have decent amount of headroom back here, but I imagine those who are over 6 feet might find that to be a little constricting. There is a nice little armrest here that folds down with dual cup holders, a USB port, but sadly, no rear seat air vents. Now, Nissan says this all-new 2020 Sentra will be arriving at your local Nissan dealership by February of 2020, but they didn't have final pricing just yet for this all-new version. The current one starts at around $16,000. I'm going to expect this one will be a little bit more, especially when you go for the fully loaded versions, but with its sleek new design, all new chassis, that new independent rear suspension, Nissan is promising this is the quietest, most luxurious, most premium, and sportiest handling Sentra ever. I think it's going to be a really competitive entry when it does go on sale in early 2020. For Redline Reviews here at the 2019 LA Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.